is that premise reasonable, or can you push back on that?
Depends on your intent, or it depends on what's driving this, right? So it's a reasonable. We talked a little bit about this in Toastmasters today. Is it an excuse, or is it a smart reframe of what you're trying to do? I think is
Yeah,
what we need
right,
to come to.
right,
Are
right.
you not are you making this change because, oh, I don't want to do that other thing, or are you making this change because this is actually a better course for you? I think you need to kind of figure that out. So, um, I get the logic of everything behind it.
Yeah,
My question is, you said you don't want to do something just to do something, right? And I would argue to an extent, the whole idea of taking on this discipline plan of 75 hard was
yeah,
to do something even though you don't like the premise, even though you don't like, some of the other things. Now I understand the health aspect of drinking the water. One question that came to mind as you were talking about building your own kind of plan is,
yeah.
are you thinking you can't get to a gallon of water a day? Or it's just right now, just taking it on is just too hard at the moment.
Well, I think chat recommended that I abandon this as well too. But it said let's replace it with something as hard or even harder, because the discipline part is the key thing I'm trying to get to. I'm not trying to get to a gallon of water a day. I'm trying to get to the discipline so that I execute my business better. That's my
Okay, and
outcome.
again, I don't like the gallon a day either, particularly if I'm trying to drink coffee and tea because that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But I think the thought I have is the fact that you don't like it and you're doing it is part of the discipline. So if you come up
Yeah.
with something else, it's got to be equally as annoying,
Yes.
equally
Hmm.
as difficult to overcome.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's going to be a harder thing to judge because I think you're adding your goal setting into it as well, which means that actually, no, I want this more. It's a higher priority because I'm going to get a result more aligned with some other goal that I've got. In
Yeah.
which case
Right.
it isn't an apples to apples comparison. So, is picking a task that is actually going to get you further towards your building a company goal actually an equivalent to getting to this thing that you're getting rid of, because in essence you've got a different drive. It's like, no, I want that. You don't want to drink the water simply because it's going to help your business. There's no tie in there. But if you find something that's going
Right.
to help your business, then the motivation changes, and then the discipline, the mental discipline required to do it changes.
Well, yeah, there's no doubt about it. But I will tell you something: building a business is really hard.
I, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying the mindset of what you're doing, the actual task discipline that you're doing, will have a different motivation, and that different
Yeah.
motivation means that you're whatever discipline you're building is not the same type of discipline. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the
And that's
question I
reasonable.
think. Mhm.